This is Restoration Rescue's Graveyard, and this is our new to us 1963 Chevy C10. Alright guys, this is Restoration Rescue. I'm Chris, and welcome back to the channel here in 2022. So last video, what we did is we put these brakes on this side, and we did it on my own on this side. We've also, as you can see, spray painted the rear end with the Eastwood paint. So that's all situated. Also, we noticed a couple comments that we messed up, so we went ahead and fixed that. I did grease the bearings that go inside the rear end. That's all taken care of. We have also cleaned out the back. We were gonna put it up there, but I forgot to order the springs for it, so we can't really do that. In ordering 8 million parts to get this thing ready, it totally messed my mind up, and I totally messed it up and forgot it. We have the new trailing arms, so without those, we can't really do much on there. And once we get it set up in there next time, hopefully next week it'll be in, we can do it next week. We also have to order a new Pitman panhard bore, or some people call it a Trax bar. But what we're gonna do today is, because we've had a lot of rust issues with this truck, especially in the front, we found a local truck for about a really cheap price, really good cheap price for it, that is in a lot better shape as far as the cab and parts. So we have a lot of rust that's right here. There's also below and above the window in the back, we have some rust that doesn't really appear in this other truck. So we're gonna kind of Frankenstein it. So today we're gonna show you that truck and walk you around that. All right, guys, so this is our new 1963 Chevy C10, which you just saw in those clips. Also, we got this thing delivered to the house for a whopping $300. It came with a straight six engine that came stock on these trucks back in the day. We are going to stick with the Chevy 305 that we've already torn apart and taken care of, and that's already in the works to getting that back from getting built up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk around and show you a little bit of the things that we see in this truck that's better than ours. So right here you can see the firewall isn't as torn up. Like, we have a huge hole right here in ours. Over there, right up near the windshield wiper, ours is rusted out. Also, the two end caps right here aren't rusted in this truck, or rusted as bad. We can literally put like a fist through our truck. Also, we come up here, what's not as good on this truck is this looks like it has a little bit more rust and a little bit more rust through. We do have to take out the windshield for this. It is cracked, so not a big deal pulling it out, but it looks like the inside of here might be a little bit better. We're gonna come around to the back, out here on the back behind this window, which I personally like a little bit better, just a straight flat window. It doesn't open or anything like that. It seems solid back here, which is good. So we're gonna be able to use some of that. Up here is just some paint flaking, but it still looks better than what we have. Then we're gonna come inside the truck, if we can. Don't mind the squeal and the Keystone lights. So you can see in here, it's not as bad rusted up here. The floorboards are a little bit rusted, but we're gonna patch panel those in with some patch panels we found. So there are some cool mods that came with this truck, like this really awesome radio and our radio speaker that was put in from a previous owner. We might steal that and put it in ours. Totally kidding on that. We're gonna try and keep it a little bit more stock, an old-fashioned truck. So this is pretty much our truck now. So we're gonna go try and do some more on the front end of this truck, since we do have some parts that we can use. Hopefully we can do some things. If not, might fail, might not, but let's go knock it out. All right, guys, so we're back inside. Back on the front end, you can see you got the upper control arm on, torque to spec. We did 80 foot-pounds at 70 to 90 here. On the U-joints, it's 30 to 40, I believe. We did 40 to get that all set. So it can move, which is good. What we see here, though, is we did a bad job when we were watching our own videos of explaining how to use the spring compressor. We had to do 2 people, so we're gonna try and do it with 1 today so that you guys can see what we're doing. So as you can see on the top of the spring, there's a little cut. Up here, inside the top hat, there is another cut. There's also one down here on the bottom. So what you have to do is when you put this in, you have to line those up. And then what we're gonna do is, you can see it's lined up down here on the bottom. We're gonna lift this up a little bit to put some tension on this. We're gonna put a piece of wood there and a piece of wood here, right? And with our spring compressor, as you can see, it's up here on pretty much the highest as it can go. Make sure when we do this, we try and take this, which is on the box as well. They call it the shoe, is what they call it. We're gonna put it as pretty much as low as we can go. And then we're gonna go one higher on this so that we have some space. And then what we're gonna do is, actually I need the long 3/4, not the short one. What we're gonna do, come here, get the right size on our socket, put the torque wrench over there, and all we're gonna do is, as we do this, find the bottom, line it up. It is a 3/4, and we're gonna just tighten. All right, guys, so we tried. We ran into some issues with the spring compressor again. We didn't start low enough, so we're running out of room, so we can't get the brakes completely on. They're sort of on. We're gonna have to come back to that. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the new truck. We're gonna be bringing a little bit more of it when we put it up, bring in the cab and start doing that. Next week, again, we're gonna be back on the rear end. If the parts come in, we'll get that set up, and then we'll come and attack this again so that we can make this thing a roller. So see you guys next week.